So I was watching Shamiso and Nancy's video discussing popeyism yesterday, and I had no other choice but to share the story with you guys because I'm a popeye. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, well, I'm gonna be sharing a story with you guys. Now, I woke up to us hitting 100 subbies, and on the side, we celebrate every single milestone. So I figured I celebrate this one with a story time. So let's begin. Well, let me put things in context for you guys, right? In perspective. So my matric year, late in the year, 3 big events happening: my matric dance and 2 after parties following that matric dance consecutively. So because me, I thought I was a stirring, I went to all those things. We went to the matric dance. It was nice. It was a ball, very nice, superb. The first after parties, same story, very nice. I got to spend time with all my guy friends before we all dispersed into our own worlds. Second after parties, also very nice. There was one guy who was annoying the hell out of me, but the night was nice overall. So as I was thinking about this, I was trying to remember the exact days and what happened before what. And what I came up with was the week following the one of my matric dance and stuff was the week of, matric camps and stuff, that. And then the week following that one, or maybe later after, was a week off. I don't know if it happens with all matrics all over South Africa, or if it was just my school's thing of giving us a week off to just like go study and prepare for our finals. So that week was there later on after sharp. So the week after my matric dance, right, there was this one day, I don't remember if I was coming from school or if we were coming from, no, I was with Chenolo, so we were definitely coming from either Tlabani or from jogging. And then what happens is our street is to the right, and then there's a little T-junction thingy or whatever, and then this one road leads to many streets, as you go up. Me and Tanolo are about to turn into a street, and we see this car coming this way, and as we're right by it, it starts to slow down, and you can clearly see inside because these guys are looking out at us, and then we're looking back at them to make them feel weird, like, that's weird, why Lily so why let's say. And then it passes by, it speeds up and passes by, and then we continue to go home. And as we were walking, we're like, ah, man. And then as we're 2 or 3 houses into our street, the same car pulls up right next to us, and the driver rolls down the window and he starts making on me. Okay, he was kind of okay, I guess, and I ended up giving him my number, the works, you know how it goes, and we started talking on WhatsApp. Okay, cool. Now, as I was telling you that there's a week where we are off from school, so during that week, I don't know why, but everyone in my grade that year was looking for a holiday job. So the thing is, if you look for a holiday job very later on in the year, you might not get it because the space is already filled up. So if you looked for that job during September, October, we had a chance of getting or securing a job somewhere. Shapo. So that weekend, everyone was looking for a job, and I went around job hunting with a friend of mine in particular. We'll call her Chomi for this video. So me and Chomi are looking for a job. We spent the whole week, I think, printing our CVs, and by Thursday, Friday, we were looking for jobs. And then I remember that Friday, I think we were being driven by my mom. At around, I don't know, man, as we were about to give up because we were not finding anything, I was like, no, Jimmy, we promised ourselves that last stop, Capello Rustenburg. My mom drives us there, I think. I don't really remember what happened. When we get there, outside, we bump into 2 of our friends who are also there for the same reason. So we're like, let's all go in together, find Shapo. We go in and we meet the manager. And she's like, oh, you're looking for jobs? Tomorrow, 12:30, be here. We're like, Shapo. We go home, and then the next day, 12:15, we're already there in G. Very punctual, and we were waiting outside. At I think 12:20 or something, we went inside just so that she sees that we're actually there and gives us attention. And then when she sees us, she's like, okay, the other manager will take you now for like little training, for like a brief talk and some training, just so that you can actually start working and helping tonight. We like Shapo, we wait, and then the other manager gets us, and then he was just basically outside telling us customer service and the very basics in the restaurant world. And these are ashtrays. Every now and then you have to go and clean out the ashtrays, wipe the tables, the basics. And then by, I think by 2:30 we started, you know, with that, cleaning out ashtrays and like doing very little stuff because we are inexperienced, so we can't be like serving and like waiting tables as yet. So we're busy doing that, and then at like 3 or something, the female manager gets us and she's like, if you guys have a scaftin or you want to go eat or anything, I advise you do it now, because later on today, I don't know if you've noticed, but we have an event and we have, you know, celebrities coming to perform and stuff, so you might not find the time later on. We're like, oh, okay, Jabo. So we stop working for a little and then we go and chat with some of the waiters and we ask them, okay, so they're saying this, so what time do you think we can leave so that, you know, while we still have our phones during this little lunch break, now we can text whoever it is we need to text or call whoever it is we need to call so that we can, you know, go home, so that we can make arrangements to go home. They're like, well, when there's an event, so we'll leave anywhere between 12 and 2 at the most. We're like, we're here 12 and 2, okay, sharp. We leave, we cross the road and go to Rustenburg Square because that's where all the fast food places are. And then we get food, and then while we're there, I call my dad just to let him know what's up, because he's going to work, so I'm just letting him know that,
hey bro, I might not be there at 8, so you might not need to come fetch me. Obviously there are people here working, other waiters, I don't know, we'll find something out. Don't worry about me and coming home. I'll find a way to get home. You can go to work.
Because my dad was going to work at like 8 and my mom, I think, had already left at like 5, so she was about to leave wherever she was. Okay, shapo. We get the food and then we're just there. I don't remember exactly why Chomi couldn't call maybe her mom to come fetch us, but I remember I was like, wait a minute, that guy that I'm talking to, actually I don't have a name for him yet, let's call him, for no reason at all, let's call him Brasoli. So I'm like, I'll call Brasoli, come down, let me see. I take my phone, I call Brasoli, like, hey, I'm like, hey Brasoli, how are you? It's like, I'm finding you. I'm like, I'm well.
Do you remember I told you about job hunting and how when I get like a holiday job, la 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 la, he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I got one, and I wouldn't be calling you if I wasn't stranded, dude. I'm gonna be leaving very late. Apparently there's an event and stuff, and my parents are both working night shift. I wouldn't be calling you if I didn't need your help. Could you please come and fetch me and my friend? It'll be at around maybe from 12 to 1, you know, just 20 minutes. Just come get us and drop us off at my house or anything. We'll just go sleep there or whatever.
Just please, can you just do this one little thing for me? Wait till you get to Rustenburg boys. So you guys have no idea what this guy says to me. Yo guys, okay, sharp. I'm like, yeah, so I wouldn't be calling you if I didn't need your help. Can you come fetch myself and my friend? Or and maybe I just made it general and said me at the time. Brasolu goes.
Oh, really? I can't.
I'm like, why can't you? You know? And at that point in time, bear in mind, I was still at home. I'm still a learner. I'm still living under my mom's roof or whatever. So if he gave me a reason then, because also now he was still very young. He was 21, done with school or whatever, but like he was still young and I'm guessing living under his parents' home. So if at that point in time, he told me something like, no, maybe my parents don't really let me go out that late at night, or, you know, something just sensible, something for me to make sense out of, I would have understood, because I'm very understanding and that sometimes kills me, but I'm a very understanding person, so I would have understood. Really, this guy says,
Oh, I can't come get you because I'll be playing PlayStation.
what? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? You can't come fetch me because you're gonna be playing PlayStation? So at that point in time, bear in mind, the whole time I'm on the call, my friend is here looking at me, you know, saying like, is he coming? You know, she's here and she sees my facial expressions. I'm like,
wait, so you really can't come get me?
He's like,
no, I'll be playing PlayStation.
Luna, yo, I'm in a needy position, so I'm not in the position to like get mad or anything. Like, I have to zitoba and mlenga this guy. So I'm like,
So you just can't.
it's like, no, babes. I'm gonna be deep within FIFA. Like, okay, I cut the call. And at that point in time, dude, I feel like my friend like really judged me because I think I told her what he just said. And if you did judge me, bro, you have no right to judge me because that load of bullcrap did not come out of my mouth. So you have no right to judge me. My mood for the whole night was ruined. I feel like I don't know what I was mad at most. I was mad at the reason he gave me. Couldn't he at least lie and say, no, my parents don't let me go out at night? Like, was this the reason he was gonna give me? Had it been after 12 for me? Like, was this what he was gonna tell me? Okay, sharp. So we have to go back and report to work. So we get back there and we're like, we're back, we clock back in and we start working. The night gets busy, guests start coming in, the celebrities start coming in, so we start getting really busy. At around 12, people are still coming in. We're zigging, I'm like, there's no way we're gonna leave at 12, so maybe I'm hoping for at 1. At 1, same story. Towards the end of 1, the managers are saying that no, if you do not close shop now, these people are never gonna leave and we want to go home. So they closed down the kitchen and they closed the bar so that, you know, people have no reason to be there anymore other than the music, which is gonna die down eventually. And then so they close all that down and people start, you know, to leave the place. Mara iseng abutu omong, so there's this other man who was trying to go home with this lady, and this lady was insisting on a roadie. She was like, no way, I'm not living with you, sir, unless if, you know, I get a roadie. So this guy goes to the bar now and he starts talking to the bartender like, please fix her roadie. Bear in mind at this point in time, everyone is done working. Like, we are done. We've picked up every single little dust particle from the ground. You can literally go lick the toilet seats. Like, we've been working, we're done, we're just ready to go home. And then this guy does this. So the whole thing now is stopped because of him, because no one is leaving until shop is closed. And shop is not going to be closed until this guy leaves. He was there for 10 minutes complaining, asking for a drink. They got the managers and he was there for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, they were like, you know what, give this guy the drink. The bartender fixes the drink and it's a very specific drink. I just have They fix the drink. What does the girl do? She breaks it. Now they have to fix her another one. They fix her another one and they eventually leave. I don't really remember what happened when they got outside, but I think they got into an accident. Like, they were just being dizzy for no reason. They eventually leave. At that point in time now, they delayed the whole thing so long that Scoff for Sarastanang ended up leaving. So the Scoff doesn't wait for anyone. If you're not there at 2:30 and it's going to be there for 5 minutes, it leaves. So now we're stranded. So as we're just chilling, all the other waiters and staff start to, you know, go and sit down. Obviously, the whole time we didn't want to sit down. I get it, we are new. So good first impressions, bro. We're trying to get hired at this place. So the whole time, this one had a school and stuff, because like we were just not gonna go sit down before everyone else. So as they started to sit down, we joined them. And then when we got there, we asked them like, okay, so what's the plan for you guys? Like, how are you getting home? They're like, since Skofasile, there's no other way. We stay here until the sun comes up, walk to the rank and catch taxis. You what? Okay, we had no other choice. Hire your Uber, hire your Bolt to Rustenburg at that time. So we had no other option but to sit there. And because we were only training, we didn't make any form of tips. I have no form of money for like a maxi taxi or anything. We sit. 8 or 4. 8 or 5. At like 6, that's when they were like, okay, let's go now. So we go, they close shop, and me and a few of the waiters start walking from Rustenburg Square to the rank. If you're walking very fast, you can make it in 20 minutes. So it's far. We're walking with, I forgot to mention this, you remember those 2 friends that we met that one day? One flaked on the job and then only one came back. The dude one came back, and Yena, he stayed not far from the rank. So as soon as we got there, we could just cross over and go home. We walk with this other one. What was his name? Shumi. You guys, Shumaya had my heart, Lona. Correct? Mo, yo, Lona. If you're watching this, sir, like, He was like a gentleman, and he was really nice and very kind and very open, and like he was just a vibe. So walking with him, and then when we got to a part where we now have to separate because his rank is down there and ours is up there, he was like, ladies, are you gonna be good? We're like, no, we're good, we're working with that friend of ours, so we'll be fine. He's like, okay, sharp. I'm like, bye, see you tomorrow. So I'm kidding, I didn't do that obviously, but like we start to leave. Baggy's like, okay, here's your taxi. Oh wait, I said his name. It's fine though. Baggy's like, here's a taxi, sharp. I'm like, bye. And then he leaves, and then me and Chomi get inside the taxi. At that point in the morning, I want to a cool time. I want to mama ni baba lokisa mopo. Hauna moto. There are no taxi drivers. There's only that one taxi standing there. There are no marshals. The only taxi driver that was there was the one whose taxi was in line. That means there's no one, no other passengers around. We wait 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. When we were pushing an hour, we're like, what's again Mugele? Zebege how? On smooth up. We start walking. We walked home, guys. We walk home. Because what else are we going to do? At that point in time, our phones are long dead. There's no other way. We go. At some point, we lost conversation amongst ourselves because like we had been together for so long. We were just, our houses are on like a mountain, but mine is like way down there, but she lives way up there. And me being the nice person I am, I wasn't just gonna go home, so I pushed her a bit further up. And then at some point she was like, no, this is fine, go home, dude. I go home, I sleep. And when I get home, guys, bear in mind I've been standing since the day before got 12, so it's been over 18 hours of me standing. My feet are swollen. I'm basically dead. I was dead. And when my dad came in shortly after I did, because obviously night shift, he comes back home in the morning, and then he checked on me, and then he was like, she's dead. And then later on, he literally had to come with me and then say, dude, at least eat something, you know. And then he had prepared some breakfast for me. I ate, and then I died again. And when I wake up, was there a message from Rasoli asking if I got home safely? No. Was there a message from Rasoli asking how I even got home? No. Was there a message from Rasoli of him apologizing for the load of bullcrap that came out of his mouth the night before? No. So I check my phone, I'm like, wow, okay. So at this point, you remember how I mentioned that at the other after parties, there was Jay, a guy doing dizzy things and annoying me, while he had been pursuing me all this time via my friends. So my friends would always send me messages like, hey, this dude is like not giving up, dude. Can we give him your number? And I'd say, no. But at some point I finally gave in. When we went back to school, two of them pulled me aside and they were like, bruh, like you have to give him your number because everything. And then I was like, okay, give him my number. So at all this time around, I've been entertaining this guy, but respectfully so, because I was still talking to this guy. We weren't dating or in a relationship, but like I was still talking to this guy, so I was doing it respectfully so. And I think he knew that I was entertaining someone, kind of. I don't know, I don't remember, but he was still pursuing me and very persistent. And mind you, my attention had already started drifting to him. So at this point in time, I really didn't care about Brasoli. I was fed up, and that whole night thing was just the final straw. Thing with Brasoli was he was like my first encounter with a guy like that. So I was very awkward. I didn't know how breakups go or whatever. So I was very awkward about it. This one time I built enough courage, and then I call him. When I call him, he picks up. I think the first time it rang and then it got disconnected, and then the second time he did pick up, and I could hear that he's driving, and I could also hear that there's voices of girls in the background. And at this point in time, or in all of it, I'm really not fazed. Like, it didn't move me. I didn't care. I was unbothered. I was the most unbothered person ever because I knew what I wanted to do to break up with him. So he picks up. I'm like,
Hey, where are you?
He's like,
Oh, I'm on my way to Lefarakhatla. I'm taking my aunt to Lefarakhatla.
I'm like,
oh, okay, can I see you later today?
and he was like,
no, I can't see you today. Can we make it tomorrow instead?
so I think what I told him was like, we need to talk, or I need to talk to you, and I never speak in that tone. So I don't know, I think he maybe got scared and did what he did next, or he was already planning on it because it wasn't 12 o'clock for me and he wasn't really getting what he wanted from me. The next day I woke up at around 10. I think I was working night shift or something, so I was very tired. I woke up fairly late. I checked my phone and I got a message from him at around 8, 9 or something, and then the message is like,
hey dude, I don't think I can do this anymore.
I'm not the type of person who's very fussy about who broke up in the relationship. I don't care. For me, as long as I feel we're on the same page, I'm fine. So he saved me trouble, because already I was having trouble with how am I going to break it to this dude, you know. So he's first of all saved me the work and like saved me the stress and everything. So I read the message, I'm like, but then again, I'm not about to let him go loose, you know. I'm about to feed him my mind. So I'm like,
Oh, well, it's actually great that you think this, hey? Because wow, I was in, oh my god, you saved me so much. I was literally about to tell you this today, because me, I'm done to chapel.
bye. And that was that. And like after that, I started dating that other dude. And this one my mom kind of knew about subtly. He was the best boyfriend I've ever had, or one of the best boyfriends I've ever had, or two of them. But yeah, guys, that was my story of how I was a popeye for PlayStation, you guys. But anyway, I hope you did find the story somehow hilarious. I don't know. Leave a like and I'll see you on my next one. Ciao.